troops are building up in Eastern Europe. Are they there to enforce Soviet domination, or are they preparing to attack?
It is this ruthless course of action and the clear design to extend it to the remaining free nations of Europe that have brought about the critical situation in Europe today.
The countries of Western Europe are too small to defend themselves if attacked. A pact is drawn up to use U.S. military might to protect Western Europe.
Representatives of Europe's anti-communist nations recently met Mr. Atchison, America's Secretary of State, to discuss military aspects of the North Atlantic Pact in Washington.
NATO vital. It had various clauses, and Clause 4 stated if one NATO nation is attacked, it is, in effect, declaring war on the whole of NATO, and all of NATO countries will come to the defense of that country and deter the aggressor.
12 nations sign NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization.
In Washington, the signing ceremony of the North Atlantic Treaty was inaugurated by Secretary of State Dean Acheson.
I welcome warmly to our country and our capital the foreign ministers who have assembled here to sign the North Atlantic Treaty.
Our peoples do not want war and do not glorify war, but they will not shrink from it if aggression is threatened.
The NATO alliance unifies the armed forces of Western Europe into one giant military force. The USSR sees it as preparation for war.
There are those who claim that this treaty is an aggressive act on the part of the nations which ring the North Atlantic. That is absolutely untrue. For us, war is not inevitable.
American arms and men are moved to Europe.
We had to work on their territory, so there was greater cooperation. And in general, it was a good countermeasure to the superiority of weapons and people that the Soviet Warsaw Pact had. The Soviet Union and the Warsaw Pact forces were not happy about NATO. They would have preferred NATO was not as strong or as united.
Britain, France, and their allies now have access to the latest in American military technology.
Here's an enlarged 16mm film of an ejector seat demonstration by the American Air Force. The fast speeds at which jet planes now travel make ordinary bailing out impractical.
The Americans call this Tarzan the Bullseye bomb. Although at first sight it may look like any other blockbuster, you'll soon see how it differs as a B-29 Superfort takes it up for target practice. The bomb, in fact, is a radio-directed missile. Watch it on the way down and you'll see it move over to the right in response to remote control. But will it hit the bullseye? Yes, there's absolutely no doubt about that. It's right on the beam.